good time, man. I'm on my marketing, promoting the business and stuff, and he gonna help me with our stuff when getting it set up. So
Good, man.
everything coming along, man.
Like
Everything
opposed
coming
to.
along. Yeah, man. Coming on. Oh man, I'm just tired. Man, been a little bug. I had a little bug a couple days. Not even a bug. My throat has been irritated.
Yeah, my wife told me a couple times, man, get that tonic going, man.
Yeah, but I think it's something going around.
Every season.
Everybody been catching a little throat bug or something here.
That's what it seems like. I've been lucky enough to not go through that, boy.
Yeah, you don't know what they doing to the world now. I'm still trying to figure out what them chemtrails is.
You said you was on the pod. You said you was on the podcast, Nate.
Yeah. Hustle different.
Hey man, and this guy sitting next to me, man, is my bro, man. Me and Nate go back to, man. Let me see. Was that? Can I say that? I just say early '90s. Say early '90s. Me and Nate go back to the early '90s, and hey, y'all, for y'all that don't know, man, this dude here, man, been a hustler his whole life. I can attest to that, man. I lived not even 5 minutes from where he lived at walking. You know what I'm saying? We was
Put it in the tree.
West together.
I went to high school. What you say, bro?
Who you on there with?
One of my partners I went to high school. He got a podcast called Hustle Different, and he bring a lot of different people that movers and shakers in St. Louis.
Oh,
Yeah, starting to get us set up so we know what when we start ours, it'll be a smooth transition. But it definitely was a smooth transition for me. So I know once we get started, man, it's gonna be cold, man. I already know. I will know that when we start diving into that, it's gonna be great. Cause like I said, we be training on this bug every day. Oh man. How was y'all break though, man? Did y'all get on Friday?
No.
Yeah, it was me and I think Trace and little bro got on. Something was going on with Randy's phone though.
That's how you gotta do it then.
Yeah.
You got to work today, Al.
Yeah. Yeah, I worked Friday. Man, it was only two of us there. Jokers be using their sick time and vacation and all that. I was like, I didn't really have nothing up.
Hey, don't nobody. People getting smarter and smarter, man. Don't nobody want to clock in no more, man. That's why they coming up with all these robots and stuff.
You said they
And the
see
AI.
they see it coming in the future.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they debating about AI police.
Tell me.
I said, shoot, it may be less police brutality.
Yeah.
depending on who programmed the fuck.
Yeah, that's the conversation that came up. But I can't see an AI being aggressive over your smart remark, like because they ain't taking it emotionally,
Right. Personal.
personally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they can't take it personal.
But
they
if the
don't care nothing about no sarcasm or nothing. They gonna get you a ticket. They gonna write the law. You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about the motherfucker who program, be like, make sure you put some extra on motherfuckers who black,
Minorities.
African American.
Is it a system though of being an asshole instead of programmed? Like,
I mean, come on, man. You can't put past no
you're
motherfucker.
right. Now you're right. I would be shocked that. Like, yeah.
The
But
motherfucker doing all kind of. I ain't put nothing past they.
Man.
All you gotta do is just go and look at some old black movies, see how they play.
Yeah.
So now if the AI starts shooting us down, we got to start blaming it on something we doing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true. You got a point. When we was out in the streets, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'd probably be pissed off too. Well, if you keep evading these motherfuckers, they finally catch you. You know what I'm saying? But when you're 100% a kid, you know, it ain't hard to understand.
Uh-huh.
But you sure right though, man.
Top of the morning.
Huh?
Top of the morning. How's everybody?
Everybody's excellent. What up, Tracy?
What's going on, John? Yeah. You made it back?
Yeah, I'm back now.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I had
man.
an awesome trip, man, with the grandkids, man. Got to kick it with all my grandkids, man.
That's what's
Oh,
up.
you had the whole crew?
Had the whole crew, both 2 girls, 2 boys, man. I had both of them. Got to see all of them.
That's a good news story. Yeah, that's a
Crazy
good
boy.
news story in itself. And Nate shared a good news story too. He tired after it, but
Yeah,
shit, he was
they
yeah.
grabbed on Pawpaw neck and didn't want to let go.
Yeah.
Made my day, man. I ain't gonna even lie, boy.
Man, don't them
I
grandkids treat
know
you.
it did.
I got a little granddaughter that look just like me. Every time she see me, she never leave my side.
That's how my granddaughter Leah is, man. She is spitting image of me, man.
Man, it's crazy, ain't it? Hey, God don't make no mistakes, man. That's all I can say.
Yo, don't.
If you slow down and pay attention.
I told my wife she got some pretty stuff in the house, but my grandbaby can tear up all this shit. It won't nothing be said about
Man, look.
Said she can tear up all this shit up.
Hey,
it.
hey, it's a special kind of love, like being able to spend time with them grandkids and then send them on their way.
Yeah, yeah,
That's deep.
yeah. You know the kids don't get a pass like that.
Nah,
Man,
can't pass. I'm good, baby. Yeah, man. You don't know how. I guess they probably don't say it as much, say it because they young, but man, we mean a lot to them. To them,
man, yeah,
we mean a whole lot.
Yeah,
yeah. Make you appreciate a lot of things, man.
Yeah, it does, man. It does. Yeah. They had me feel like, man, I am somebody.
Exactly.
yeah.
Look at my lineage. Look where I'm going.
Yeah. I thought
I
about
did that.
it. My youngest and my oldest grandchild is finna start high school next year.
Mm,
Damn.
Yeah, man, my grandchild finna be in high school. I said,
Dang.
oh,
I'm
getting up
right there
there.
with you. That's crazy how our stories parallel each other, John. That's crazy.
That's crazy, ain't it, man.
Yeah,
My,
I'm about to
my
have my
daughter ain't even finished high school.
man.
Exactly.
Hey, they call that reality bites.
Who you tell? Who you tell?
uh,
That's
My baby
called
like,
reality
I'm
bites.
telling you, man. She
yeah.
said, oh, man. I said, dang, man, not my daughter, but my granddaughter.
Exactly.
Oh,
And I feel
I know all y'all on here. Like, I know you doing it for the for the kids, for the grandkids, for the generations to come. Do you feel like that what was going on with you? Do you feel like
Yeah,
your parents was doing it for you?
not at all. Not even a little bit. It was meant for us because how I see it, if it was, we would have been a lot further in our process because of who we are to push the envelope. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that they dropped the ball or anything. It was for me. It was just different times, and they didn't understand their roles because of it. You know what I'm saying?
I think our parents that in their generation was more so raising us opposed to training us up.
Yeah, there you go.
Raising instead of
They,
training.
yeah, I think they were just raising us, man. They was going through the motions, man. They was,
Yeah,
paying their bills, keep making sure we have food, roof over our head, food in our stomach. But I don't think they was training us up in the way we should probably how we should carry our life. You know what I mean? Into adulthood.
yeah, kind of
Yeah,
faking it till you make it, kind of.
yeah. Just I'm taking care of y'all. Y'all in my household till y'all 18.
Right.
I'm gonna handle you for that 18 years. After the 18 years is up, you're gonna have to move
No, y'all.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
No,
was a
I believe
cutoff.
it.
Like
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like mine was way sooner. Like the cutoff was 13, 14.
yeah.
Like nigga, you grown now. Like
Man.
what? Am I?
Right. But I don't think they was.
Yeah.
I don't think it was in my mama mind or my dad. I talked to my dad a lot, man. And one thing I never heard him even mention, like, I've been working on, you know, he never really thought. I know he didn't think about raising no, not even raising, let alone training up a child. My dad, he was just living. My mom was more so, she's more so focused on bills. She ain't never even. My mom to this day still ain't bought a house yet. She ain't even thought about that stuff yet. So you think about when you start thinking in terms of house you may own it anyway. You at least thinking a legacy, something that you can leave behind to your children. Um, Business creation, you still thinking in terms of legacy, something that you can leave behind. My parents was just working, just just work.
Yeah.
Think my parents was having fun. I don't think they was expecting to have no kids, so they damn
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
didn't plan for it.
Planning for no future stuff like that.
Yeah, they wasn't planning for that shit. I think she probably was pissed off a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow,
You know
damn, I
why they
don't
was
think no
pissed off,
kids.
Tracy?
Yeah.
Back in them days, man, they had songs that talked about love and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. That was a
They didn't
school
get into
man.
relationships, and it just really wasn't there. You know what I mean? What the same thing as what they were singing about in them songs.
Yeah. Not just that. They wasn't thinking about responsibility at all. It was
Nah,
your motivation, you young, you got these popular guys and women that fine and shit, you thinking about hitting that and you ain't thinking about the next step.
they
Before
ain't
you
think
hit it,
past that.
yeah, before you hit it, you thinking about what it could be. And after you hit it, the feelings that you don't understand kick in. Nobody teaches you how that changes and how it could change, you know. And then all of a sudden you just dealing with it, right?
Yep.
So when you talk about parenting, your foundation, whatever that foundation is probably going to be throughout the whole process of parenting. If you're mad and angry in the beginning, I'm pretty sure you love your kids. We can't doubt that. But being young in a different time where they didn't have a lot of communication, didn't have people teaching them how to communicate, being in the South, being limited, resources being limited, your attention span, man. My mom's attention span definitely wasn't on no raising no kids. I don't think, you know. Now she may be totally different now, but back then, nah. I don't think. Like she told me, she wasn't trying to have a kid, and she was pissed off at my dad because she thought he got her pregnant, as if
Right.
she wasn't having fun with him. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. My mom's had me at 14, so I know she ain't playing that.
Yeah, yeah, them type of situation. Now she might not have been 14, but she definitely wasn't. She wasn't prepared to have a kid. They were having fun. They boyfriend and girlfriend. They popular. She popular. Yeah, he's supposed to have all these girlfriends in the small towns. Louisiana towns don't be that big, and you find you a little guy that's popular, and I think they got with each other, start going together, and had fun. They was having fun. When you're having fun, even if you think, man, we'll make a cute kid, you don't sit down and think, well, how are we gonna take care of the kid? Who's gonna care for the
Yeah,
kid
you
when
don't
he's sick?
plan for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's. What are we gonna value if we have kids? Or do we have any values? What are we gonna teach them? You ain't thinking that way. You just, I love you, you love me. Let's have a kid. Or at the time when she said she got pregnant, she wasn't even thinking that way. So I can't even say that was the deal. She was thinking she didn't want no kid.
I
You know
just
what I'm saying?
think they be thinking in terms of let's have sex. I don't think
Yeah,
they.
let's have sex. And the excitement of sex will lead you, the lure. Ooh, I'm about to hit it. You know, we about to do it again if you're already doing it. Shit, that feeling ain't. Let's think talk about responsibilities. You think about how that shit gonna feel, especially if you like it. In that moment, you're thinking about what it's gonna feel like. I can't wait. Not right now. Let me put the head in, all that kind of
Right.
crazy
Let me
shit.
put the head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And you kind of
Man,
you
that's
kind of
old school.
gambling. You kind
yeah.
of gambling on your skill of your pullout game.
You really are. You
Yeah.
really are. And then look, you ain't even gotta put it in. Let's talk medically.
Still a pullout game. You just
Shit, you
hope
ain't
that
gotta put it in.
don't nothing happen. I ain't even
Yeah.
think about the pullout
Yeah,
Beforehand.
game.
but you don't know none of that shit
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
it ain't even about a pullout
I ain't
game.
thought that for yet at all.
Nobody educated you that it's not about the pullout game. The strongest part of your sperm is that little sperm that get on you when you just
Mm-hmm.
you think it's like a girl getting wet. When the men they get that little
Yeah.
pre cum and you tickling and rubbing around with that pre cum. That's the strongest part of your sperm. All you need to do is touch the outer leg, and that sperm will climb and find that damn wetness and swim right up like a salmon, swim right up the damn stream, right? So it ain't even really your pullout game, right?
Man,
By the time you really get the head in, now you getting ready to hit with the other part of the sperm that's not so strong. But that pre-sperm, that's the strongest.
boy,
Right.
look, brother
Look
Tracy,
like
if
the
you was
pipe rattle.
a biology teacher, man, you know how many little illegitimate kids you would have saved? Cause they'll be thinking like, damn, the pre cum is the baby. You know?
That's the baby, babe. That's the baby. Yeah, the pre-cum when you rub
Yeah.
it
Cause
around and
everybody mess
swim
around with
and
that. Like,
rub.
yeah, ain't much
Right.
yet. You know, this.
Don't even consider that part. Don't even consider it. That's the
Yeah.
strongest part of the sperm, the pre-cum. Like,
Damn.
yeah, yeah. And that's your that's the time where you're the most aggressive. Ooh, y'all got to have it. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
get in. Yeah, I learned that shit. I was like, damn. And look, the hottest time, the time that you want it the most for a woman is ovulation. That's when she's ovulating. So
She hot.
yeah, she hot as fire. You just came off the cycle and all that kind of shit. She hot as fire. So now you got the pre-cum and the ovulation period. So it's very easy for that strong sperm to find some moistness. Swim upstream. About that. Yeah, like Nate said earlier, God did a hell of a thing when he designed us now. He wasn't playing. He knew what he
Mm.
was doing. We just didn't know. We finding out now. But yeah. So considering all of those things, you're not thinking about as a young person, shit, we 50 plus and all this kind of shit. Now we thinking about responsibilities, creating businesses and even if you was thinking about businesses back then, some of us was thinking about getting money. Well, were we thinking like we think now? With the maturity, with what we know, with responsibility, with being accountable. Uh, were we thinking like that then? I don't think
Hell
so.
no.
Yeah, I
Hell
wouldn't.
no.
Well,
I know I won. Hey,
Yeah.
let me ask you this.
You breaking up, bruh. You muted, Al.
Got to go too much to the zone.
Nah, his phone got muted. He probably ain't paying.
We're gonna get him to ask it though. We want to
Yeah.
know.
Right.
You know what's on his mind. But yeah, man, but it's a whole different ballgame once you start factoring in, intelligence, learning, growing, and evolving into, who we are now. It's a big difference in understanding. Hell, we're not even the same person we was yesterday. Less known, the same person we were 30 years ago or so. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, your mind totally thinks different.
Hey,
Your logic is different. Go ahead, Al. We couldn't hear nothing you said, so you got to say it all.
do you do, do you think we was nerds out of trauma?
Yeah, we were nerds. We didn't know shit.
I'm talking about our parents.
Nerds. Oh,
Like,
I hear what you're saying.
like was we
Yes,
nerds out of trauma? Like,
yes. We're the results and nourished out of trauma. People did
I
what they
I
had to
heard my
do.
parent and well, my mother, only parent I know. But I heard others have said like, man, I'm doing the best that I can,
Mm.
and I can't knock them if that's true. If they come from a true place, like I'm doing, I did the best I could. It just encourages me like shit. I better know more then.
Mhm. That's what you would have thought that an adult, with the capability and the capacity to think and make decisions would have been in a position where they could have, well, let me think my way out of this, right? Let me figure it out, in other words. There's got to be something else, but there isn't, right? That one track mind is either one way or no way. That's how deep the programming is. Even with us, I listen and pay attention because I'm like, shit, the program in us like this, right? If we're not careful, we're really those people just in a more modern day and age. So it's like, damn, we gotta learn something, man. We have to commit to learning and expanding, and we have to commit to doing that through the shared experience, through being in those uncomfortable conversations and listening to other folks, not hearing what's on your mind, but hearing what people are expressing, so we can expand our view, right? Broaden our horizon. We have to commit to that, or else we're going to be like those two little mice in the little book, Who Moved My Cheese? We're going to be left behind at a stuck point, right? But yes, I do think it was out of trauma. Um, I don't think they even had the wherewithal to put it in proper uh, perspective even then. But even then, you even have women that was eager to have kids from certain men because they thought that would lock them in even. That's not even, that ain't, that was their planning. That was
Oh
their
yeah,
planned pregnancies even, right?
yeah. I could see if like back in the days we were. I mean, we was talking about last week, Tracy, about how still in those Jewish families or African families, they still had the rites of passage.
Mm-hmm.
They want not just when you reach a certain age, you're an adult, and it's okay for you to start having children, but um, you've reached a certain age of maturity. Those rites of passages just said, you've actually reached maturity where you are able to take on a family. Like
Mm-hmm.
before they can even get married, dude got to get so many cattle because once he asked somebody to marry him, he got to be able to feed his family and their family all at once. I mean, and if he couldn't get that, if he didn't, if he wasn't able to, I guess, accumulate however many cattle he had to accumulate, he had not reached manhood yet.
Mm-hmm.
So he couldn't even marry yet.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
what.
like we ain't had no rituals, no rites of passages when we was growing up. We was just, our parents was having kids, like we just said, just having sex, having kids, wasn't even prepared. So I can imagine we raising kids on the whim. It's a little trauma involved in that. Would be a
Mm-hmm.
little trauma involved.
Man, I had to go back and just even stop and think, why? Why was we so slow when it comes to some of these issues to catch on or to learn? Well, us existing here was different. You're coming from slavery.
So it wasn't always a tradition to try, to learn something or be taught. You had certain individuals that would or could be. Then you had a lot of other people that it was forbidden. You wasn't allowed to learn. So this is the lineage we coming from, right? So considering those things, we could be a little angry, but they learned and knew. Think about when your parents sit down with you. They learned and knew whatever they were being taught.
Mhm.
My grandmother taught me this way. Oh, Darcy did this, and my dear did that. And that was their schoolmaster. So it was a lot of observation. Hopefully it was healthy, but a lot of times it wasn't. Just the truth be told. Because most of the time, what those folks that were being observed was picking up was characteristics from the master and slave and
Mhm.
the woman in the house and all these other stuff. They wanted to be like them, right?
Learn
So
behavior.
yeah, learn behavior. So it was a little bit different from a person or culture that was in a position to teach and then to bring forth with a good understanding, because everybody's not good teachers either, but to bring forth that type of lesson from a foundation, right? A good foundation. This is why we're teaching you, and be able to teach it to someone else. Everybody's not good teachers. And then on top of that, you say, as a slave, right? You say, well, okay, we did learn some stuff, but it wasn't our cultural stuff, right? We were considered so low on the totem pole, we were considered animals. So what was the traditions? You had other slaves that was really big and bulky and tall and strong, and he was used like we do with the dogs. And oh, I got a Brendo over here. You got a red nose, or you have a certain, what they call it, um, a try, or, you have one of these over there, right? So now you're just breeding with the effect of a cosmetic opposed to you're creating a family. So it's a lot different too. So uh, we pretty much learned from those type of you know that behavior in history. Now you have a lot of guys running around. Oh, black men, they just run around. They don't can't be, committed in a relationship. Shit, he might have been from a long line of breeders where all they did was fuck. He doing exactly what he's supposed to do, right? All he
Mhm.
did was go around and find women, to have a weak pullout game with, and all with a misunderstanding of what really makes you pregnant and all this other stuff. He just hitting. And man, and then we used to brag. That used to be a bragging thing. Oh man, I got 8 kids. Man, I got 10. I got 12. The more you had was, I guess, symbolic of how manly you were. Not that you were taking care of them or part of their lives, or teaching them something, or raising them, or providing for them. No.
That's how active he
Yeah.
was sexually.
Yeah. Oh, that boy, that's a man now. You a man now, boy. No, you ain't no man.
Yeah, that's why I say that rites of passage has to come back, man.
Yeah, it's important. It's important, John,
Yeah, yeah. Because
especially
I
us with
have
our
noticed
boys.
you
And
got guys who are in their 20s, 30s, then reach the age of majority, completely grown of men physically and to the appearance, but that don't mean that they grown
Mentally.
mentally though.
Yeah, you ain't no man. You ain't
And
no boy.
it's like it's
Hey, hey man, it's I maybe because I'm a little older than y'all, but I gotta give props to my old dude. You see what I'm saying? My people got divorced. So when your parents get divorced, the kid usually go with the mom, right?
right.
Me and my brother and sister, we was we was with my father. He raised us. You know what I'm saying? And that dude worked and this and that and the other. He had the conversations, but it'd be like clean this house up, blah blah blah. But anyway, if y'all remember a shoe, a real nice shoe, not a Stacy Adams, but a shoe called Banner.
yeah,
Yeah.
fantasy was a bad shoe, right? So when I got to the age where I'm like the dress and shit, I asked my whole dude, can I get some fantasy? He's like, you like some fantasy? Huh? Yeah. That's a whole nother ball game, man. If you want some balance, you got to get up, get out, and go get some. So Saturday came, and you know how you watch cartoons and shit. I was asleep. He came in the room. He said, "You, this what you doing?" And I was like, you say you want some balances, right? I say, yes, sir. He say, well, meet me over there on the academy and Red. It goes to bus first. And you can start your journey out then. I think I was maybe like 10 years. I was barely able to fit shoot. That's how young I was. But I like I'm watching him dress, see? And I caught the bus over there, started stacking my money up and bought my first pair of balances. I think I was in seventh grade. And but that dude taught me something. And he wasn't a regular, man, black man out here, this and the other, because he ain't have to take us. He could have like made my mama take us, but he kind of knew that he had some boys. He's like, they gonna be too much for her, and not a whole lot of talk, but demonstrate. And them demonstrations made me, you know, take after him. He the original go getter, real talk. He was a money getting dude. But he never sold no drugs. He didn't like that shit. But I'm saying all that to say it be what you call them? It be
Yeah.
exceptions to the rule.
Exceptions. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love my mom, don't get me wrong, but if she would have raised us, man, we probably would have ran my mom to the ground.
Ran it
But
in the ground.
she was a sweetie pie. She was real sweet, you know. And my old dude was he was hard. He was strictly business. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't it wasn't no. Let's have a talk. It was like this is the way this shit gonna go. And that's how it went. Yeah.
Man, I'm glad you said that, Stan. I'm gonna tell you why. Because what we're talking about, man, and it's so important because you see now that there were some really good parents. They could only teach you what they knew, but they were great parents, right? They taught you something, but it wasn't a gender thing, right? So because we're not, and I want to be clear because we're not attacking gender. We're just talking about culture and traditions and what some percentages of us might have been subjected to. Because in that case, like your dad, well, my uncles and all these other folks that did have exposure to some different tradition and cultures because they moved around, they learned from different people. Well, these are the people that I call dad that was very close. Uh, when we talk about the mentality that your dad had, whether he was old school or not, you was going to learn something. And he taught you his way. So my uncle was like that too. So I want to be clear because it's not an attack on women, but as we were talking about before about these old traditions and how this slave culture was and how they used us for breeding and some of the things that some of the behavior that we exhibit now stems from some of that stuff. It's not a direct pinpointed reason because we all have choices, we all mature and learn, but some of the stuff comes from that type of tradition opposed to the Jewish family or some of the other families that are the rite of passages and all these other things, or even some of the African culture, because even during slavery, you did have some bright stars, some people that were able to retain information, go through the grueling transportation and all this stuff of a slave, being a slave, and also continue to teach their culture. You know, this is not who we are. This is who we are. This is what we learned in Africa, and you're really African, and all these other type of things. So we had some of those folks too, right?
Yeah.
But when we are trying to identify like how your parent you are, you know, and this is not a put down. I'm not taking away from my parents. I don't want y'all to think I'm talking bad, like I don't love them, like I love y'all, right? I love them, and I go to bat for them too. But some of the things that they taught me are some of the things that they could not teach me. A lot of those things help shape me. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah,
all on your
but
own.
the
Hmm.
reason why I'm talking like this is because got you at a certain age and a certain point in life, and you gonna learn a lot. So you looking back on that shit. You see what I'm But if you go by, I can't speak on nobody else. My mama was an educated lady, smart, beautiful lady. My old dude wasn't educated. You know what I'm saying? So they come from the south. He come up to St. Louis and just start grinding. You see? So when I got to the point that I wanted, I guess you say, grown man shoes or this and that, and my tape was like, I'm gonna dress like him. He in wolf's clothes, these man and shit. He was like, oh, if you want that type of shit, you gotta get up, get out, and go get some. And then when it was time for me to go get it, I was asleep. He was like, oh, you don't want no balance of bread. And so that was the beginning of my teaching. But he didn't like, I'm gonna teach you this. No, he just show him, and I had enough sense to know that if I want them balance, I'm gonna have to go over and work at this liquor store with him. And then he like, here go your money. You want me to hold it for you or you want to hold it? And then I was like, want you hold it? And then he came up and said, how much the balance cost? I said, they like $75, but I think with tax they about $80. And he was like, here go your money. And I went and bought my first pair of bandages, but it was from working. You understand what I'm saying? So I was just giving I was giving a shout out to the old dude who was
So
teaching,
so
but he
basically, it was in the culture in your upbringing, how he raised you. He didn't necessarily sit you down and just tell you this is what I'm doing. He did things in a particular way that you was able to observe and learn from.
I don't
It-
even know I don't even working with him on the potato chip truck, he was teaching me math, but I didn't know I was getting taught. He didn't know he was teaching. But when he say, go over there, clear that shelf up, take that old stock and bring it to the front and put 2 dozen and this and that on it. And so I'm knowing that a dozen is 12, and this and that and the other all the time. I'm learning life skills working
yeah,
with this dude, so I was just speaking on it because it's a whole lot of dudes that wouldn't have took 3 kids in they young. I think he was in his 30s or something. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but hats off to all our people because when you think about the trauma that they probably saw in their younger days or whatever, they still got their noodles in order, you know, and well, none of it easy, so they was working. They was working like nobody finished. So when it come time for them to have a good time, shit, y'all better sit y'all ass down over there and go out. You know, respect the game,
yeah.
especially if you had some hot shit to eat every day. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's what's making it tough nowadays.
That
Back
we
in
know
those days, we didn't have all the influences that they have today. We was actually learning, like you just like mentioned, through observation, meaning observing something, the way somebody doing something, and then participating and then doing it ourselves. But so it's kind of like you have to encounter it. Somebody have to be in your life. Not like so much today with the young people, man. They don't probably don't even watch their parent, to learn those same lessons that you learned from that you was mentioning from that you learned from your dad. They probably don't even watch the parent enough. They too distracted with the telephone and the television
uh,
and the internet.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So they
you got
weren't able to appreciate them lessons, man. You just spoke on.
you got a point, man, because when I used to go to the liquor store, I was a little dude, and Mr. Coleman, Mr. Collins, uh, Mr. Johnny, all them old heads, they are just sometimes, have a talk with or be talking to me about this and that and the other. And they wouldn't call themselves cheap, but they was giving you game, you
Mm-hmm.
know, when when somebody bad come through the store, and they always strapped, all them old heads carry pistols, and they be like, they won't say nothing to me, but they'll say, keep your eye on that motherfucker there. And the old dude was running the liquor store. Mr. Bruce was the owner. So he be running it on Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, and I be working with him. And I was just learning a whole lot of shit from them old heads. So you right. And now that I think about it, I was raised by a bunch of men.
Yeah.
Them heads. They call me Little Lee. They like Little Lee. I need I need 2 dozen Schlitz malt liquor put in that cooler, get it cold. Different shit. And I think that shit had a lot to do with my hustle, you know. Cause once I turned 16 and I was able to drive, I used to want to know why was he having me take these half pints and put 2 dozen half pints in a double paper bag. And when I had got my license, he said, I need you to take this over to this line, Palomino line. I need you to take this over to Apollo #1, you know. And I was like, all the time, this before St. Louis was selling liquor on Sunday, right? So when I take that stuff over to the lounge, I'm meeting Mr. Brooks. I'm meeting all these old heads. And then come to find out, yeah, Pop wasn't selling no dope, but he was show bootlegging like a motherfucker. You hear? So all that shit, it took its toll. It played a factor in my hustle. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it sure did. It sure did.
So, brother,
At the end of the
Dan
day, we
Lee,
see that the
you should
very
go ahead
presence
and pray
of a
us up
man.
out of here with that. On that note,
Can y'all hear
What
me?
what'd you say?
I said I was hoping you pray us up out of here on that note.
Oh yeah. Hell man.
I did want to interject though. The very presence of us as men is priceless.
Very,
Yeah,
If we
I
got
agree. I
all of
agree.
us, we had some type of man in our life. It changed a lot of the trajectory
I
things
agree.
today. So I just wanted to leave with that one.
I agree with that, bro.
Me too.
We're important, man. Don't ever forget that.
Yeah, man. I think
we,
y'all,
we
man,
the prize.
everything we talked about, man, it's just powerful today.
You gonna take us out of here, Stan?
yeah. Uh thank you, Almighty God, for letting us wake up this morning. Hopefully everybody limbs working. Might be stiff or this and that and the other. But we can get up and we can make a move. We can grab this cup, grab that thing, move this here, move that, walk here, walk there. And some people can't. So I thank you for letting us wake up, have everything working, mainly have our mind working. Then I ain't gonna pray for all those people who ain't got no shelter and some ain't got no shoes on their feet in this cold weather. Right about now. Bless all of them people, and may we have a blessed year that's coming up, 2025, and we just gotta be balanced, man, and take the good with the bad. Just like we be happy when something good comes, when something bad comes, we gotta just figure out the way to deal with it, keep on pushing. So I'm dealing with that right now. So I'm still thanking God for everything He done done for me. And I want to say, I wish everybody on this line have a blessed and real prosperous new year that's coming up. So that being said, oh yeah, all them brothers that's locked up, that taking classes, that get degrees, that want to come out and do something, but they can't do it till they finish that 20 or that 30 ball. One of them is coming home after doing it over 30 years, and he got his degree. He'll be home in July. Named Nate Hurst. We go back to the kindergarten, and he been wanting to do right and this, that, and the other, but he couldn't till he finished that bit. So bless all of them. That being said, from the bottom of my heart, amen.
Amen.
Amen.